So Claire, it is so good to see you. We've been missing you so much since you became unwell, and we're particularly sorry that you can't be with us in person today for us to say a proper thank you to you for all that you've been and all that you've done in your 9 years at the Minster in St Matthew's. And you and I have worked together for 5 of those years, and you're going to leave a huge gap in our ministry team. And you're also leaving a huge gap in the life of the church. But thank you so much that you joined us virtually today. And we'd love just to kick off by telling us a few things that you've really enjoyed during your ministry over these 9 years or so.
Okay, well, thank you very much. It's really good to be able to be with you this way. I'm just sorry I wasn't able to be with you in person. But there we are, that's circumstances. Yeah, well, I think one of the main things I did when I first arrived was set up Cameo, and I'll always be grateful to Doreen Cooper and Mavis Fitz for the way in which they so graciously accepted what I was doing and encouraged me at every turn, and how well Cameo's going. So I wish everybody really well on the team there. I was also really privileged to be there at the start of Minster Merriment the first year with Ben Lilly. Then to be able to take that forward and turn it into such a huge mission opportunity, it's marvellous, I think. I've also been able to grow the pastoral team, not only in number, but in strengths and skills. So that's been a really good experience. I'll have to say I enjoyed keeping the show on the road during the interregnum. It was jolly hard work, but we kept things going, which was another little achievement. Working with the Minster Welcomers as well has been important, and we swelled their numbers and increased the work they do, and really give people a very good welcome when they come into the Minster now, and get lots of positive comments from people. And it's really been a huge privilege to be based over in the Minster the last few years and been able to increase the numbers of people coming there. And I think we're back beyond the numbers that were there when I was when I first started. So that's been a huge encouragement to them. And then, of course, there's all the work on the grounds that I was able to help with and put a little bit of influence in on, like turning all the bricks around the right way rather than having some of them upside down. And I can't think of anything else at the moment that I'd like to add to that, but there's been so many wonderful experiences. I'm really grateful to have been able to share them with people.
Well, I mean, Claire, that is just the most amazing list, and we thank God for the incredible influence you've had and fruit that has been born through your ministry. But I know that you were appointed, first of all, as the pastoral minister, and I know that your job grew way beyond that. But I know that pastoral care is absolutely central to you, who you are, and it's the heart of your ministry. Would you like just to tell us some of the highlights of that part of your ministry?
I think it's always the huge privilege that it is for people to open up to you when they're having difficulties, when they're in trouble, and just taking advice from you. And you hear months, sometimes years later, people say to me, "Oh, I'm still using that prayer that you gave me," or "Thank you so much when you told me to do this or not to do that." And the influence you have on people is enormous, and it's a huge privilege. And I'm so grateful to the way that people at the Minster and St Matthew's have allowed me into their lives. And I will be ever grateful for that, and the way I hope I've helped them.
Just to speak personally, when I arrived, you were the only other ordained person on the team, and you've been a massive support to me in my early years here at St Matthew's and the Minster. And I've so appreciated the different perspectives that you've brought to the ministry team. What would you say have been some of the sort of highlights, some of the things you've enjoyed most about being on the ministry team?
Well, when I first arrived, just having colleagues was amazingly exciting. But since you've been with us, the way you've managed to pull the team together, and despite our different personalities and different ways of thinking about things, you get us all pulling along together, which has been fantastic and lovely to work with you and see that happening. And I've also, hopefully, the slightly different theological position I hold to some other people on the team. It's not always easy to keep my end up, but hopefully I've helped people to see things in a slightly different way, and then help them to understand maybe there is a little bit more mystery than we sometimes care to admit. to
Absolutely.
our faith.
You've helped us to see things from different perspectives, and I'm so grateful for that as well. Now, Claire, I know there have been some hard times during your time at St Matthew's and the Minster. Before I arrived, you were ill. Would you just like to talk a little bit about how you got through those times?
Yes, well, once again, having arrived in Cheltenham, yes, several really difficult things happened to us. But being part of such a supportive church family was amazing. And that's how we got through bereavement and illness, both mine and Alex's. Having the church family there, visiting us, feeding us, praying with us, for us. I don't think we'd have done it as well as we did without them. So that's been wonderful. And I really would like to give a heartfelt thanks to the whole church family for the pastoral care they've given us while we've been with you and continue to give us.
That's great to hear. Now, I know the future is a bit uncertain at the moment, but if I can just ask you to look ahead, what are some of the things you're looking forward to?
Well, I'm still hoping that I will get to Lindisfarne and be the warden of Marygate House. Obviously, that depends on my health and how I go, but that's the plan, and I'm really looking forward to that and welcoming people from St Matthew's and the Minster onto Holy Island and come and see what a little bit of retreat's like, maybe.
Right. Well, we're really praying that will happen.
Yes. So that's the main highlight for the future.
Yeah. Now, Claire, if you were with us in person at this point, apart from bursting into tears, I would be presenting you with a book which everybody has written in to say some of the lovely things that they appreciate about you. But hopefully we'll be able to give you that when you're back here, hopefully in the next few weeks. And the other thing is there's been a collection taken and an artwork, because I'm not going to say more than that, but an artwork has been commissioned. It won't actually be completed for a few weeks, but hopefully when you do come back, we'll be able to give you that in person, just as a token of our massive appreciation for all that you've done and just how much we're going to miss you as our associate minister. But hopefully you and Alex are going to be back here in person fairly soon, and we really look forward to that.
Yes, it'll be good to be back, because we'll still, even at the moment, we consider St Matthew's and the Minster to be our church, and we'll be tuning in online and hopefully making a smooth transition from a staff position to a congregation member position.
Well,
thank you very much, and thank you to everyone who's contributed to whatever this piece of artwork is.
Okay, Claire, God bless you.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.